Hey everyone, and welcome to Boss Advisory. Today we're going to find out how the cycle of poverty keeps people poor. What, in your opinion, sets successful people apart from everyone else? Or what is it about successful people that makes them successful? There may appear to be many things, each of which may contain some truth. However, they are all reduced to one person or none. If you want to know why the majority of people would never escape the cycle of poverty, how to identify a successful child as early as age 4, and what successful parents intentionally teach their children, stay tuned. Stay with us and we'll answer all these questions and many more. We often assume that successful people are intelligent, gifted, or just geniuses when we see them. That is partially true, of course. Delaying gratification is the primary factor that distinguishes successful people from the rest of us, according to study. It occurs when you refuse the lure of an instant, smaller payoff in favor of a future, larger reward. It happens when you put down your phone to start working again, stop watching YouTube to start studying for a test tomorrow, or head to the gym at night instead of going to a party. According to study, it's a good habit to be able to postpone satisfaction. It promotes social competency, physical health, psychological health, and academic performance. Walter Mischel carried out an experiment at Stanford University in 1960s in a room that was empty save for 2 seats and a table. The researcher handed a marshmallow to a 4-year-old child and said, "Here's the deal. You have 2 choices once I exit the room. You can eat the marshmallow at any time by ringing the bell next to it, or you can wait until I return in roughly 15 minutes, at which point I will bring you another marshmallow, giving you 2 in total." It seems like a nice deal, doesn't it? Smaller prize now or larger reward later was the message. What did the kids ultimately decide? Some kids gave in and consumed the marshmallow. Others, on the other hand, were able to control their urges and earn the promise of marshmallows. Mischel discovered that kids could wait longer if they employed some cool distraction strategies, such as shutting their eyes, hiding under the desk, humming songs, seeing pretzels in place of the marshmallow in front of them, or altering their perspective of the marshmallow, concentrating on its cotton ball-like appearance than on its delicious flavor. The thrilling part begins right here. In 1981, Mischel made the decision to check up on these youngsters to see how they were faring in life and to see if the experiment he had done may reveal anything about them. The kids who waited longer showed a remarkable range of benefits over them. Their parents assessed them as being more mature, being able to handle stress, more willing to plan ahead, and more inclined to utilize reason. As teenagers, they had higher SAT scores, social competence, self-confidence, and self-worth. High levels of impulsivity and aggression as well as conduct disorder were less likely to be present in them. As grown-ups, the high delays had a lower likelihood of using drugs or engaging in other addictive behaviors. The investigation showed that a preschooler's ability to defer gratification had an impact on their body mass each minute, which amounted to a 0.2% decrease in body mass index 30 years later. On the flip side, youngsters who couldn't wait long enough for the second marshmallow struggled to make friends, had trouble managing stress, and found it difficult to stay focused. Does that imply that if you couldn't wait for a second piece of candy as a kid, you won't succeed in life as an adult? The answer, however, is not simple. It's a little more difficult than you may imagine. Based on analysis by Walter Mischel, delaying gratification or exercising self-control takes muscle. Like any other muscle in our body, it may be worked out. Even while you might not be a tremendous success right away, you will be in the long term. Keep in mind that a reward cannot be meaningful to you if it lacks some intrinsic value. Giving delayed or instant pleasure is ineffective because it does not strongly promote the desired behavior. In other words, choose something much bigger if you want to put off gratification. Imagine that after deciding to save money for investments, Apple launches a new iPhone and that you are compelled to purchase. You need to make it absolutely obvious to your brain in order to resist the need to get the latest iPhone. Because of this, saving the money will lead to greater satisfaction down the road, like financial independence. However, Tyler Watts decided to repeat Mitchell's experiment in 2018 and discovered that the ability to delay pleasure is more closely related to your parents' income. You are more likely to wait for the second marshmallow and achieve success later in life if your parents are wealthy. Well, you're more likely to ring the bell and eat the marshmallow if you were born into a low-income home. I'll give a brief summary of a terrific article by The Atlantic on the subject here. In comparison to Mitchell, who used 90 children, this study included 900 children, which is a significantly larger sample, and also more representative of the overall population in terms of parental education levels and ethnic background. They used variables like household income to account for children's propensity to put off gratification and explain their long-term behavior. You didn't find much support for the claim that delaying gratification improves results. Rather, you discovered that a child's capacity to wait for the second marshmallow is more influenced by their social and economic status. That background, not the capacity to postpone satisfaction, is what, in the long run, drives children. The test is presented here. Long term, the children whose mothers had college degrees and who waited for the second marshmallow knew better. They didn't perform much better academically on examinations or even in terms of behavior. Children whose mothers did not have college degrees also experienced this. However, when these two groups are contrasted, it was shown that children from higher income families performed noticeably better than children from lower income families. Thus, the researchers arrive at the conclusion that there are less assurance in a poor child's daily existence. Today, there might or might not be food in the refrigerator, so there is a risk in waiting. And even if their parents promise to buy more candy tomorrow, this promise is frequently broken due to a lack of money. While this is true, children who come from families where their parents are better educated and make more money often find it easier to put off satisfaction because they have the confidence that adults will have the means and stability to keep their word. They will also receive a different sweet from their parents even if they don't obtain the marshmallow. Numerous more studies have established this. The book Scarcity is one of them. Why having too little means so much might lead people to settle for short-term benefits rather than long-term advantages for disadvantaged children. When a child has a reason to believe, the second marshmallow appears to be surreal. The first one can disappear right in front of him. Many teenagers who frequently come from low-income homes decide to work long hours for meager pay in order to support their family. The adolescents somehow manage to indulge in stuff like McDonald's or new clothes on payday despite barely being able to pay their bills. According to another study, parents with lower incomes are more likely than those with higher incomes to give in to their children's pleas for sweets. These results show that poor parents do their best to spoil their children when they can. While parents with more money typically make their children wait for greater benefits, even though items like ice cream may seem silly, they're frequently the sole indulgences poor households can afford. And for unprivileged kids, savoring a little delight today might make life seem happier, especially when there is no assurance that there will be more joy tomorrow. It resembles a poverty cycle from which the majority of people will never break free. Thank you guys so much for watching Boss Advisory, and if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, and hit the bell so you get notified on every new incredible content we make for you. Have a wonderful day, and see you on the next one.